Hey everybody, Kelley Engineering here, and welcome to episode 10 of Stage Learning. In between episodes, I just went on a mining run. I managed to accumulate quite a bit of tin, copper, and iron, and yeah, that was really about it. Let's see, I don't even know what my totals are. After I got done smelting it, yeah, I have 28 stacks of copper, which I'm still not happy about, but it's much better than, what I had before. I'm dealing with 40 stacks of iron, so yeah, I'm finding a lot more iron than I am copper, which was really weird to me, but yeah, it's whatever. I'm going to be using quite a bit of that copper today in the pursuit of immersive engineering's power, but the first thing I want to do in this episode is take this green dye. I went out and got some cactus, and we're also going to use some dandelions and some poppies. I think it's dandelions and poppies. We're going to be making the morpho tool. Nope, I'm going to need some lapis. Put that back. But yeah, we're going to be making the morphing tool. The morphing tool is going to allow me to take all of the wrenches that I've made so far and combine it into one tool. Kind of like what the Akashic Tome does with all of the... Where's my lapis? Really? I am like single clicking. There we go. Kind of like what the Akashic Tome does with all of the documentations for each of the mods. So yeah, the morpho tool is definitely the first thing that I want to get done. So let's head over here. Poppy for red dye, lapis, green dye, 2 iron ingots. There we go. We have the morphing tool. So I'm going to put my chest plate back on. Open up my inventory, take this wrench, my crescent hammer, my engineer's hammer, and I'm not sure if the barrel wrench can even be combined with it, but we're going to try. So, morphing tool, crescent hammer, there we go. Engineer's hammer, yep, it works with that. The barrel wrench, it works, and the regular wrench from Magneticraft, awesome. So now just right click. Oh, it should let me choose it. Yeah, it should work almost exactly like the Akashic Tome does. So let's look at the controls and see where I'm messing up here. Well, okay then. Let's, Oh, okay, so I'm looking at the tool that it's supposed to be used on, and it just automatically switches. That is new to me. I haven't used the morph tool since, I think, 1.10. What was it? Yeah, it was All the Mods 3. So, oh yeah, All the Mods 3 had the morphing tool in it and wanted you to rely on it quite a bit. Let's check over here on this pipe. Yep, it switches to the engineer's hammer, switches to the Magneticraft wrench. That is awesome. So yeah, I'm happy that that functionality is in here now, and I have the morphing tool. So now we can move on with what the focus of this episode is, which is immersive engineering power. Now, at the end of the last episode, I went ahead and made a four kinetic dynamos and 4 windmills. So I'm going to place the kinetic dynamo right here, and we're going to attach a windmill to it as well. And you'll see that the windmill by itself looks pretty bare bones, and in a second it's going to start spinning. There it goes. And now that it has started spinning, we need a place to get all of the power. Looking inside it, it's not generating any RF, which is frankly weird to me, but we're going to head over here and just toggle hover off, and we're going to make the things that are going to allow us to transfer power over. So those are the LV wire connectors, and those are the LV wire relays. We're also going to make some LV capacitors, and the capacitors are just battery banks that I can store all of this low voltage power. And we're going to head back up here and do the same thing with a... There we go, we have a connector, and I'm going to go all the way down to here, and we're going to place a battery, same as what we did over here. Do I not have... I didn't place a battery here? Well, whatever. What we're going to do is we're going to chop this down, place one of the capacitors. I really wish I had Creative Flight. There we go. And an LV wire connector. Now in between those two connectors, I'm going to have relays instead. The connectors are for drawing power and then inputting power, and then the relays are to move the power in between. So Oh man, I just bet that looks terrible on camera. And right here. Now, with the LV wire coil, also what I created last episode, what we're going to do is we are going to link that to here, link this to here, and then invar hatchet, link this to here. And looking at the battery block, it is not gaining any power. So yeah, that is weird. The kinetic dynamo should absolutely be transferring power. Or, well, okay. May as well just live wire test. Yep, okay, so there is definitely power in there. As you can see, I can't touch the wires. They will shock me. But why isn't any power transferring into my LV capacitor? What am I doing wrong? Alright, so what I was doing wrong is I did not change the LV capacitor, or at least the side that the connector was connected to an input. So now you see the capacitor is gaining power, and it's not doing a very good job. So we're going to make a new tool, and we're going to run a couple of experiments. So what I've done is I have made a multimeter from Project Red Core, and I needed red alloy ingots in order to make those, and those are pretty simple to make. And I also made an engineer's voltmeter. The multimeter from Project Red does not work on it doesn't work on these connections, so I have to save that for later. And then the engineer's voltmeter will only show me how much power is being stored here, or if I shift right click a connection and then go up to another connection. And oh come on. And then shift right click again. Average loss between 0.7 and 0.812. So it's just telling me the amount of loss in between these two cable points. So what I was hoping to make was the multimeter from thermal, because the multimeter from thermal will tell me how much RF per tick is being generated. And even then, I don't know if it works on the immersive engineering stuff, but I cannot make this multimeter because I can't craft this capacitor. So, and even then, the gold gear requires jumping through some hoops. I need to make the metal press from Immersive Engineering, or make a cast. And the cast is simple. I could just make a stone compound gear and cover it with gold. But anyway, yeah, the multimeter is a no-go. I just wanted to compare and contrast how much power I'm generating from this kinetic dynamo via a regular windmill, and then via a sailcloth windmill. So let's go over here. I'm going to harvest up a little bit more hemp because we're going to make that windmill sail that we were looking at last episode. And we are going to attach it to our windmill to see if we get any increased power. And we're just going to take this tough fabric, and I forget the... Yeah, dang it, I forget the exact way that I'm supposed to put this in here. Here it is, windmill sail. Alright, so we just made this windmill sail right here. We're going to go attach it over on our windmill just by right-clicking it. Alright, yeah, you see that I just used 2 of them, and now that I have this sailcloth attached to it, I don't think it was spinning any faster, but now it's going to catch the wind a lot better and generate me more power because of it. So I need quite a bit of hemp in order to cover all 8 blades of this, and even more than that, because I have 3 more windmills I have to set up, but because of this sailcloth, I will be generating more power from the kinetic dynamo. The next thing I want to create is some insulated LV wire coil. I only have enough tough fabric to make 4 of them, but I already have these engineer's wire cutters, and I have placed wires right here. So normally what I can do is, I'm going to place the LV wire right here. Normally what I can do is I can break this wire connector. Whoops, wrong tool. There you go. And you see that I just got the LV wire coil back. However, say I have a position right here and it's kind of difficult to get back up there and like accurately place where I want that wire relay back to go, or to go back to. At that point I have the engineer's wire cutters, and I can right click a wire and I can get it back that way without having to destroy the wire relays and have to worry about placing them back in an accurate position a little bit later. So we're going to place this LV wire connector back, take our insulated low voltage wire coil, right click and connect it, right click, connect. There we go. Alright, and now that all of that is connected, you can see that I can touch the wire and not have to worry about being shocked, so that's good. Once I have enough tough fabric, I'm going to replace this wire with the insulated stuff as well, so I don't have to worry about being shocked if I accidentally walk through this area. And yeah, all of the coil is going to be replaced with the insulated stuff. Also, another thing that I have done is I have prepared each of these LV capacitors. So right now the facing side is an input side with that blue, but I hold shift, you see that the opposite side is output. Whenever you are looking at something that can have its input and output changed in immersive engineering, then you can shift right click and it will change what the opposite side of it is. So if I remove this right here, you see that it's an output now, and that's going to come into play a little bit later as I transfer power down below decks. But yeah, right now I have this on an output, and you can do that without having to remove a block just by shift right clicking with an engineer's hammer. So right now I am preparing to do my next task, but in order to do that I need some ice. So I'm heading over to this ice plains biome so we can collect that ice. So let's open up my satchel so I can grab my silk touch. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bunch of this ice, probably about 4 stacks worth. And oh, okay, so hey, there we go. All right, so wow, vein miner works kind of weird on the ice. Let's try that again and see that in action. So doing it from the top, but doing it from the side, it does the entire area. Yeah, it shouldn't work like that, but I guess it does. But yeah, like I said, I am grabbing a whole bunch of ice because I'm going to convert this into packed ice. And the packed ice is going to help me with the next power generation that I want to hook up. So, there we go. Silk touch. And okay, we have more than 4 stacks. So let's go back home and head immediately over to our hydraulic press. I'm going to place in 4 stacks of this ice because ice, luckily, in a hydraulic press can make me packed ice. And packed ice is going to be used for our next thing. The next power that we're going to be working on are thermoelectric generators. When I was doing Magneticraft stuff, I wanted to make thermopiles, which are essentially the same thing, but thermopiles are not available to me. So I have these constant tan plates, super simple to make. All I needed, constant tan ingots. Constant tan blend is nickel and copper. Because of all of the sieving that I've been doing, I have had plenty of that, and it was no problem to make the constant tan. But now that I have the thermoelectric generators, let's head down here and set them up. Oh, before we do that, let's grab that packed ice that I've been making. Packed ice. Now there's really no rhyme or reason for me to be setting it up right here, and I should... yeah, I'm going to move it anyway. So for demonstration's sake, we will put our thermoelectric generators right here. And this is the pattern that we are going to be using. So I have my packed ice and lava, which for the materials that I have right now is the best combination I can make for my thermoelectric generators. And they are generating quite a bit. But what I want to do now is I want to connect my LV wire connectors to this LV capacitor. So I'll put a connector right here and connect it. That connection was made just fine, but if I want to do another one, you'll see that it will not connect. This wire cannot attach here. So we're going to have to get a little bit creative if we want to do that. So I'm going to place a piece of stone, and I am going to place a wire relay right here. And then the wire relay will connect right here, and I can have multiple wires connect to the relay and then transfer over here to the capacitor bank. And that's how I'm going to get around only one wire being able to connect to each individual connector. There we go. Alright, so there's only one more thing that I want to do in this episode, and I want to get my windmill power down here as well. So I'm going to go set that up real quick. So earlier I said that I set this to output on purpose and that we'd get into it a little bit later. Well, now it's later, so I'm going to attach an LV wire connector to the back of that where the output is, and I'm going to place another one right here. And we're going to head downstairs real quick, and we're going to see what we can do with that. Immersive engineering allows us to, here we go, find this right here. So immersive engineering allows us to pass power or redstone signals through the wall. So I'm going to have to grab my morpho tool real quick to make this work. Where the heck? Oh, it's already in my inventory. Alright, so morphing tool right here. And we are going to click that. Ooh, did it go? I'm not sure. There it goes. Alright, so you see that it just lit up a little bit? Well, this is now technically a multi-block. So what I can do is, if I had another capacitor in my inventory, is take this wire connector, go over here, connect that, and ooh, power is not transferring. Why is no power transferring? Let's go do a little bit of troubleshooting. Oh, because I didn't connect any wire from here to here. That'll probably do it. Alright, so now the wire is connected. You can see that this is a multi-block now. So let's go back down and see what's going on with it. There we go. Power is transferring between this block, and I now have a way of getting my power from topside down below decks other than using the thermopile. So yeah, now that I have two ways of getting power down here, in the next episode, we are going to make some immersive engineering multi-block structures, and yeah, we're going to just do all the things with those. So I am Kelley Engineering. I hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.